One of the best ways to earn a lot of points on a sign-up bonus is through business cards, but particularly through American Express business cards. And the one I want to talk to you about today is one of my very favorites, which is the American Express Business Gold Card. I have earned many points, hundreds and hundreds of thousands through my business gold cards, just through the sign-up bonuses through the years, and also through upgrading to that and downgrading and so forth and so on. And I gotta say, American Express and their business cards have been so good to me. Now, there are some things you got to keep in mind. There are some things that kind of are required in order to be able to really kill it with American Express business cards, particularly the Business Gold. And I'm going to go into all of that coming up. But if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's look at it together. Now, the first thing you may wonder is, do I qualify for a business card? Well, let me say, with American Express, the qualification to be able to have a business card is really not all that difficult. Now, you do need to have some kind of side business or be trying to start some kind of side business. It can be anything from writing books and publishing those on Amazon. It can be things like you mow grass and get paid for that, or you babysit or you walk dogs. I mean, there's all sorts of different things. Or if you're an aspiring creator or anything of that nature, qualifies as a business. And you don't have to have a lot of income yet. In fact, I got my first business card before I really had a lot of income, but I just kind of shared what I hoped my income would be, and I didn't put a very big number at all. And I was still approved for the business card with American Express. So, I mean, that's not a guarantee that you'll be approved, and you do want to have some sort of business or thought towards a business, working towards a business to do this, but generally, most people are in that boat and can get approved for business cards, particularly with American Express. Now, the Amex Business Gold Card is not a cheap card. It's $375 a year. But right now, you can get up to, now it'll depend, when you apply, they'll tell you what they'll give you if they're going to approve you, and you get to choose whether to accept it or not to accept it without receiving a pull on your credit, a hard pull. So that's kind of a nice feature. And it can be up to 200,000 American Express membership reward points, but you do have to spend, now this is something you have to keep in mind, you do have to spend $15,000 on this card in the first 3 months. So you might want to wait if you don't have a lot of high spend, but if you are running a business, you might have plenty of spend to get that. But if you're not a person with a lot of high spend, you might want to wait until you have a big expense coming up. But that $15,000 is quite a daunting number, I know, especially in 3 months. But 200,000 membership reward points is also a very lucrative offer. So keep that in mind as you're looking at it. Now, what does the card give you for that? Well, first of all, it has some really intriguing multipliers. In fact, I think this card is slept on for its multipliers. It has 2 distinct multipliers that are applied in different areas, depending on how you use the card. In the 2 areas where you use it the most, that fall into these different criteria. You get 4x membership reward points in 2 categories. Now, the cap on this is up to $150,000 in combined spend in these categories. So that probably won't be a problem for most people, but that is certainly one of the criteria you have to remember. The first is 4x as far as media providers for advertising. So that would be things like advertising online, advertising Facebook, and advertising YouTube, stuff like that. So for some businesses, that will be a very helpful one. 4x. I mean, there are a lot of businesses who spend a lot of money on advertising. So that's one 4x category. The next one is kind of less niche. It's 4x at electronic product providers. So think if you're going to an electronics store, if you're ordering things online from a retailer that's primarily an electronics provider, you're going to get 4x. Well, that can be great when you buy a new computer or buy a new sound system or whatever it may be. You get 4x on your cell phone bill. So wireless phone providers, which is really a great multiplier for your phone bill. But then there are 2 categories that are slept on, I think, in this space. And that is there's 4x on both dining at restaurants and also on gas at gas stations. So, wow, 4x, that is an incredible multiplier. Now, people always talk about what the Amex Gold Card, the personal version, has 4x at dining and at grocery stores. Yes, but the business version has 4x on dining and at gas stations. Now, both of those are on US purchases, so you wouldn't want to use this card when you're out of the country and try to get 4x on each of those. Now, the rest of the multipliers, it's just 1x on everything else. It does have 3x on prepaid flights and hotels through the Amex portal, so that might matter to some people as well. But I think one of the reasons this card is overlooked is because it's a business card, and also because it does have that high fee, and to get the sign-up bonus, it takes a lot of spend. But for a long-term keeper card to get a lot of membership reward points, 4x on dining, 4x on grocery, 4x on rideshare, 4x on phone plans. I mean, it's only going to give you 2 of those categories, your top 2 spending. But wow, if you game that right, that can be excellent returns on your spending. Now, what does it give you back for that $375 fee? Well, I don't have any trouble getting back $240 of that fee very easily, because it has a monthly business credit of $20 a month. You can use that with FedEx to ship things. You can use that with Grubhub, which I've used it for that many, many times. Or you can use that at office supply stores. And that is a really good use of it, because there's lots of stuff you can buy at office supply stores that can apply to a lot of different things. So that's a really, really easy credit. So the $375 is going to be reduced, if you use that diligently, by $240 a month. There's a $150 Squarespace credit. I doubt many people will be using that, but I'll mention it because it is offered on the card. There's a new credit that I use that has made this card even more of a keeper card for me, and that's the $300 ChatGPT for Business credit. Now, I have this card and I have the Amex Business Platinum card, and both of those have this on it. Now, ChatGPT for Business is kind of the elevated top-level ChatGPT, and it does a lot of stuff. And it's about $50 a month, and you get 2 users for that. But you'll say, yeah, but the $300, it'll only really pay for 6 months of it. And that's true. But if you have this and the Business Platinum card like I do, I pretty much get the whole year, because I bill half of the year to one of them and the other half of the year to the other, and it pays for that. And so I'm getting that full $300 value back on the ChatGPT for Business credit, which I think is a great return. And so that and the $240 I'm getting is already more than the $375 I'm paying a year. And then the last benefit I think is just crazy good, and that is you get a Walmart Plus membership. Now, Walmart Plus gives you a lot of things. If you live in a rural area like me, it is invaluable, because Walmart's the only grocery store that will deliver to our house out in the country, which is awesome. So you get free grocery delivery with that. You also get reduced gas prices at any Walmart gas station, and it's significantly reduced gas prices. You also get a lot of other perks and benefits, including a streaming service. You can get either Peacock or Paramount Plus, and you get that for free. So to me, this is a fantastic service. We would have Walmart Plus anyway, but we already get that with this American Express Business Gold card. Well, what do you think of the American Express Business Gold? I know to get that huge, crazy good sign-up bonus, you do have to spend $15,000 in 3 months. But wow, 200,000 potentially, you could earn 200,000 points with that sign-up bonus. And then 4x categories that are really, really good. And some pretty good credits on top of that. I think the MX Business Gold card is a very, very good card. And in fact, in some ways, I think it's better than the personal gold card. I have this one. I don't have the personal gold card. Can't use it for anything. This one I use all the time. So what do you think? If you have an interest in this card, I do have a referral down below. It'll give you the same opportunity to get the elevated sign-up bonus. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the channel. So if you choose to use that, I'd appreciate it very much. What do you think of this card? Is it good for you? Is the amount of spend it requires just too much for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Please consider my channel memberships. I have 2 tiers, RM Insiders. I provide early release of all of my videos for my channel members, and I also do members only videos. But then if you really want to play this at a top level, you could join Spreadsheet Warriors. And my Spreadsheet Warriors, we have a Zoom session once or twice a month where everybody in there is somewhat of an expert. We share tips and tricks that we will not put out in for public consumption because we don't want them to get nerfed, or we don't want, people to kind of overload the system with those. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Join in the join link below, and we would welcome you with open arms. Thank you for being here today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you here next time.